While you may want great deals for Cyber Monday, you don't want to get scammed. We're on your side with some safety tips.
Another cold morning on the way, but we've got a nice warm-up by midweek. We've got your 7-day forecast.
A 13-year-old boy dies after falling into Lake Carolina, and Richland County deputies are calling it an accidental drowning. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Kayla Binette. Some sad news to report this evening. A 13-year-old boy has drowned in Lake Carolina. The Richland County Sheriff's Department says a dive team responded to an emergency call around 3 o'clock this afternoon. The team recovered the boy's body just after 4:30. According to deputies, the boy slipped into the lake and the drowning appears to be accidental. This is still under investigation and we will keep you up to date when more information comes into our newsroom, on air, online, and on our mobile app. The Columbia Police Department is investigating an armed robbery at a Family Dollar on Broad River Road. Few details are being released at this time, but we will keep you updated as more information comes in. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. SLED is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Sumter that happened last night. Officials say officers were responding to an armed robbery at a motel. The suspect, 35-year-old Christopher Cummings, took off in a vehicle and later crashed. Cummings was shot by an officer as he was trying to run away. The officer was not injured in the incident. Cummings is now at the Sumter Lee Regional Detention Center. In the Low Country, the search continues for a Beaufort man who is on the run after his uncle was found shot to death. Officials say this man, 19-year-old Chaz Blanding, should be considered armed and dangerous. Blanding was last seen on Tuesday leaving his home. His uncle, Robert Blanding, was found dead on Wednesday night, and according to investigators, he was last seen with Chaz on Tuesday. Chaz Blanding is around 5'7" and weighs 160 pounds. He was last seen wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans. If you have any information on the incident, please call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
Now, the Midland's most accurate forecast with meteorologist Daniel Bonds.
Well, it's a sunny and mild into the weekend. Temperatures climbed into the mid to upper 60s. Tonight, though, we've got clear skies, and that will allow our temperatures to fall. Our satellite radar composite confirms what we saw and what we are currently seeing. As we mentioned, clear skies all across the Midlands, and the temperatures are starting to dip. 38 degrees Columbia, Sumter, 36 degrees in Manning, 35 degrees in Bitchfield, still 46 degrees in Winsboro, 45 degrees in Newberry. We are expecting lows to drop into the lower 30s later tonight. Clear skies, and then for tomorrow, 65 degrees, a lot of sunshine. It'll be clear and cold tomorrow night as well, with lows dropping to around 34 degrees. We'll take a much closer look at your forecast, including the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes. Kayla?
All right, thanks, Daniel. It has now been 11 days since a submarine carrying 44 people disappeared off the Atlantic coast of Argentina, but the country's Navy says that it is not giving up hope. The Navy lost contact with the sub on November 15th, and it was expected to dock on November 19th. Officials fear that there was an explosion with the vessel, and according to experts, the ship only had about 10 days of oxygen. Navy spokespeople claim they are not ruling out, quote, a situation of extreme survival. Many nations are currently in the area carrying out search efforts. Disgraced Minnesota Senator Al Franken has broken his 8-day silence following new accusations of sexual harassment. As CBS News' Laura Podesta reports, Franken will return to work Monday as Washington grapples with how to handle sexual misconduct moving forward.
In a new interview with Minnesota Public Radio, Senator Al Franken says he's moving forward.
I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to be held accountable, and I'm going to try to be productive in the way I speak about this.
The Minnesota Democrat who apologized for forcibly kissing and groping a journalist in 2006 has not spoken until now about new allegations that he grabbed the buttocks of women in 2007 and 2010.
Some women have said that I crossed the line, and that for that I'm very sorry.
Franken says he plans to return to work Monday. But at least one lawmaker accused of harassment is stepping aside. The longest-serving member of the House, Representative John Conyers, announced he's not resigning, but will no longer serve on the Judiciary Committee while he's investigated for sexual harassment.
Women have spoken out. Their concerns will be addressed in a way that I think will give comfort as well as end this behavior, because you know what? It's disgusting.
In a TV interview Sunday, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said the House will vote this week on legislation for mandatory anti-harassment training, as well as the end of non-disclosure agreements and payoffs to victims. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Senator Franken said he is complying with an ethics investigation into his alleged groping. He said he has no plans to resign. Well, roads and airports have been busy today with travelers making their way home after the Thanksgiving weekend. The traffic could continue into early this week for those who extended their vacation. AAA estimates that around 51 million Americans traveled this weekend. Here in the United States, we have a population of nearly 600,000 homeless people. That's as big as the population of Wyoming. There are many groups whose aim is to help with homeless with food and clothing. But in Georgia, one group was stopped from doing just that. For more on a controversial homeless feeding ban, let's hand it over to Jasmina Alston.
The sounds were just right on a sunny yet cool Sunday afternoon. Everything was going as planned for several community groups set up at Hurt Park in downtown Atlanta.
We'll feed probably at least maybe 100 people today.
That's what these groups do every month, usually with no problem until there was.
And when we showed up last Sunday, they told us that we're not allowed to serve food, and they issued me a citation for food service violation.
Adele McLean says Georgia State Police claim it's illegal to give food to the homeless without a food service establishment license, though Sunday they had no issues.
Why are they setting up barriers to taking care of people's human needs?
GSU's police chief said in a statement, those who feed outdoors with no facilities, sanitation, food safety to prevent foodborne illness, and no order create serious issues as hundreds gather for a meal.
We always make sure to leave the park as clean as we found it or cleaner.
The chief also says groups who have an event in the park without a permit that include more than 75 people are violating Atlanta's large gathering permit process.
I don't agree with the permit, and it's not fair, and it's not always the homeless.
Some group organizers say they don't feel sanitation is an issue because they clean up after events.
It's not the homeless making the city look like that. It's people driving down the streets in $60,000 cars, throwing stuff out the windows and making a mess.
Still, for others, purchasing the permit is just a part of the process.
For me, I think as the founder of my organization, I'm responsible for the volunteers that come out, and legally, we're supposed to have the permit.
Lucretia Burton-Saba says she pays $150 for the permit and doesn't mind, but would like to know one thing.
So where is the money going?
According to statistics from the National Coalition for the Homeless, there has been an attempted food sharing ban here in the Midlands in the past. Well, Cyber Monday starts in just about 6 minutes, and some of online's hottest deals will be available throughout the day, but you want to make sure you're not going to get tricked into purchasing something you don't actually want. News 19's Lana Harris is here to help with that.
Whether you're using your phone or you're shopping online, we know lots of people want to take advantage of those deals, but you've got to make sure that scammers aren't taking advantage of you.
Laptops, cell phones, iPads, it's never been easier to get a Cyber Monday deal. Deals that are good, really good. Some deals almost too good. Cyber Monday can be great for shoppers if you take a few safety steps. The first, read reviews. Real experiences from previous buyers can be a big deciding factor, so learn as much information about the product and seller as you can, especially when a huge chunk of change is on the line. The second, know the terms. Find out what the retailer's exchange or refund policies are, and if there are shipping costs or restocking fees for returning products. The third, use secure checkout. Before you enter your credit card information online, check that the website address starts with HTTPS. The S stands for secure. No S, no credit card. And finally, use common sense. If something looks too good to be true and it can't be verified, find it somewhere else.
So if you're shopping online somewhere and you're seeing that $1,000 iPhone X for $40, chances are you are not going to be getting what you ordered. In the Information Center, Lana Harris, News 19, WLTX.
Well, be sure to check out our website, WLTX.com, and our mobile app for some of the best Cyber Monday deals. Officials in Los Angeles continue to look for a suspect who they say stole around $278,000 worth of vodka. This is surveillance footage from Fog Shots Distillery in LA. 3 weeks before the burglary, the staff believe these suspects are scoping out the business ahead of the crime, which happened November 19th. The owners say 1,800 gallons of vodka were stolen. So far, no arrests have been made. Well, brewers and distillers may soon have a reason to raise a glass. Senate Republicans are now proposing to lower alcohol taxes. Local beer makers obviously are welcome to the Senate's idea of cutting their tax in half, and though they may have a little more cash in the wallets, local brewery owners say it would be a chance to reinvest in their business.
But it's our hot liquor tank.
This is Birdfish Brewing's one-barrel brewing system. The brewery in downtown Columbiana will end up making around 350 barrels of beer in 2017. And each of those barrels is taxed $7. Republican senators propose to cut small brewers' excise tax in half to $3.50 on the first 60,000 barrels they make, which could be good news for Birdfish, as the owners plan to expand soon.
It's a 7-barrel system, so it's 7 times our current system. It should be up and running by the end of the year. So in 2018, if all goes well, we could save upwards of $7,500.
$7,500 that Dunn says would go right back into Birdfish, which is celebrating its 2-year anniversary this week.
Buy more equipment to produce more beer and, extend our reach locally with distribution.
A large keg is a half barrel, so therefore it's 15.5 gallons. And then you have
John Chandler opened Paladin Brewing in 2015. His Austintown brewery has the capability of making 2,000 barrels of beer a year. The tax breaks means Paladin Brewing would save up to $7,000. Chandler says he'd use that to get him some help around the place.
Eventually hire staff sooner so that we could then help lighten our loads as an individual small business owner.
A spokeswoman for the Beer Institute, which is a group representing brewers, estimates $130 million would be generated if this tax proposal passes. Well, Christmas time came early at the State Farmers Market. Families got a chance to shop for Christmas decorations and buy Christmas trees from several local vendors. Kids also got a chance to meet and sit with Santa Claus. This is the fourth year the market has held the event, and the Department of Agriculture marketing specialist Elizabeth Woot says she hopes people gained more than just Christmas decorations at the event.
We want families to come out here and have fun. We've got lots of great activities, but we also want them to get to learn the market, so they'll come out year-round. We've got produce vendors out here right now selling great produce from South Carolina, and then we'll have activities and great things going on year-round. So it's really just to introduce the market to them so they get to know it and have fun with their family along the way.
The market will be open from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. tomorrow if you want to head out there. Well, still ahead, the trend of chilly mornings and warmer days continue throughout the work week. We'll check in with meteorologist Daniel Bonds when we come back.